What is up, guys, and welcome back. Yep, raising chickens in the basement. I don't know what that is right there. I gotta get that out of there. A little blue thing. Oh, I know what it is. So, yes, I'll try to keep the camera up here so you guys can see. This is the basement. Straight out of the box. Yep, they will make a mess. Yes, this requires heavy maintenance, and I was trying to decide whether or not to do the maintenance so it would look all pretty, but we're not Instagram, so we don't do that. This is the reality. A couple times a day I'm gonna come down here, usually twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. Great, the furnace is about to kick on, so that's fun. I'll come down here. These get cleaned every single day, but they poop on them every single day. We don't really do the, I don't hang them. It's just more trouble than it's worth. So I built this just for this purpose. I put DE or diatomaceous earth down on the floor, and then I built this box, lined it with heavy, heavy plastic on the bottom, set everything on top of the diatomaceous earth so there would be a nice moisture barrier between the concrete and the plastic and the wood and the concrete. I don't ever want concrete and wood to touch, and or plastic and concrete to touch. Nothing touches concrete. Moisture occurs, moisture is pulled, and that is bad. And then this is I think it's a 2x2 chicken fence. This whole thing is 4 foot by 4 foot. I know before anybody says it, they're so cramped in there. Well, they weren't, but now they are. And we're getting ready to take them out probably within a week, maybe 2 weeks, depending on the weather right now. As you guys know, and everybody knows, we're having a massive, nasty low pressure come through, which is gonna drop the temps. We're gonna be around anywhere from 1 to 4 degrees above zero, and then wind chills are going to be 15 to 20 below, because we're expecting to have 20 to 30 mile an hour winds with gusts up to 50 miles per hour, or miles per hour if you fancy. But I wanted to show you guys this because this is how we raise all of our young chicks. Look at this little handsome thing right here. You're gorgeous. No, I don't know what any of these are. You guys are definitely a match pair though. So we basically bought the redneck white trash brown egg layer starter pack because we've done all the fancy chickens. We've done the non-fancy chickens. And you know, we're kind of at a point where we just want the egg layers to replace our older flock. And so we just got the brown egg layer assortment. Now the problem I'm having, I don't know if I'm going to be able to focus for you guys. Hold still, I think I counted one of you twice. If you look right there, you see the comb on this chicken's head? Generally, the roosters will pop that comb before the girls do. The problem I'm having is I'm counting 7 chickens in here with a very large comb. But as I look around, I'm starting to think it's possibly just that specific breed. So I'm not terribly concerned about whether or not they're going to be roosters, but as a rule of thumb for us, it's always been first one that pops the comb before everyone else is generally a rooster. We got these guys from Hoover's Hatchery. They will tell you about a 10% chance of getting a rooster, which for us would have been 2.5. I've counted 7 chickens in here with a pronounced comb. And I'm hoping that is not the case, because we're gonna have to have conversations with Hoovers if that is the case. So, very simple build out, very easy to do. This literally was leftover from a project I was working on, and I think it's about 10 inches high Like I said, diatomaceous earth on the floor, heavy gauge plastic, wood frame, and then I did sand in the bottom about 4 inches deep. And then on top of the sand, that'll just help wick away any moisture that's, you know, a little too much for the top surface. As they get closer to this size where they're getting ready to go outside, that is important to have extra moisture wicked away. Or if you're spilling, occasionally they'll just knock off the waterer, fun times. So plastic, sand, and then wood shavings. And we just use the good old country road. Oh my gosh, I hope this is the first time somebody's watching one of my videos. So I'll come down here in the morning, put down a fresh layer like that, a little thicker than that. I'll do the entire surface area, clean the waterer, clean the feeder, refill everything, come down here at night and do it again. Like I said, doing it this way, if you don't want the stink and you don't want it's gonna get dirty. As you can see, they kick stuff out onto the floor. But it's the best way that I found to have it not smell is just keep doing dry layers. This light is always on. This is a heat lamp. It's always on. It's kind of interesting to watch. If you watch when they're small, they will put their bodies where they need it to pick up the heat. So when we first get them, I'll actually leave their shipping box in here. I'll turn it up on the side and they can get in the shipping box. Or you'll see them, as they get warm, they start making a ring. There'll be a ring of chickens just on the edge of the light where they're warm enough and not too hot to just hang out. Right now they're all bunched in the corner because they're afraid they're gonna die, except for these two. Don't mind my messy basement, it's a basement. But, so that's pretty easy. Probably, like I said, probably 2 weeks from now, we'll go ahead and take them outside. You guys can go watch my other video last year, deep litter method with the chickens, where I took the babes and I took them outside and put them in their little brooder out there to protect them from the adult chickens until they're big enough to survive without being stomped to death by the big ladies. Yes, ladies, I'm not gonna hurt you. Man, those chickens are gorgeous. I don't even know what those are. They didn't come with a guidebook. They just basically send you 25 chickens. And that's it. Just trying to figure that out real quick. But anyway, guys, so I went over this setup, heat lamp, fence. Now, as they get bigger, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is a piece of fence on the top. I don't know why they don't try to come out this side. They just don't. If I don't have this on this side, they come out every time. It doesn't make sense. I'm not even gonna try to make it make sense. It is what it is. So, what else? This is 36 inches high, 4 feet by 4 feet. We have about 8 inches of material on the floor. As they get bigger, I will generally raise their water up off of the floor because they want nothing more than to walk in that water and poop in it. Generally looking at 2 to 3 times a day, changing the water and cleaning the water. Food, I've moved them onto adult chicken food. This is pretty easy. I will usually just give this I'm gonna freak them out, I know. Give that a shake. That does a couple things for me. It cleans out all the wood shavings that they've kicked onto it. And they're also gonna come find all this food that I just spread on the floor, and they're gonna kick it around, and they're gonna work this dirt, move the dry stuff, incorporate it into the moist stuff, and that'll allow it to suck up some moisture. Again, heat lamp light is always on. They'll either get close to it to get warm, or they'll move away from it. If they're too warm, it's not rocket science. There's so much out there where people do so much stuff. And I can tell you, We've maybe lost 3 chickens out of probably 100 or so, excluding one batch that was left out on a loading dock at the post office, and they got too cold and they just basically died the minute we brought them into the house. But they did work with us and they replaced them, no problem, shipped them out the next week. But I feel like they did the right thing. If any of you guys are chicken buffs, let's see if I can zoom in on everybody. If you can identify that bird right there especially, because those are gorgeous. There's a bunch of this bird. There's a couple white ones and they just have random white spots, or black spots on them. There's one black one. I believe she has black legs, so probably a black Australorp. A couple of these ones right here, the ones that I'm very interested in, have very dark legs as well. A couple gray ones in there. All in all, it was a pretty good batch. I like the variety. There does seem to be a ton of those ones right there, though. I'm not super stoked about. Because generally, when you order the mixed batch, they try to give you a really nice variety of mixed. It is what it is. We're buying them for the eggs. And they're doing very well. We did lose one, no reason, no rhyme, just came down here and it was dead. But other than that, guys, nothing. I don't like to get crazy. You guys know that. I don't like to ramp everything up and put all kinds of heaters and benches and ledges. And I just like to keep it clean, keep everything fresh, keep the heat on them, let them do their thing. And then when they get big enough, we'll move them in to the coop. I just don't know. I don't get into the whole craziness. I know it looks dirty right now, but when I leave here, before I go back upstairs, I will pull the water out, I'll pull the feeder out, refill the feeder, refill the water, wash everything down, spread the floor with pine shavings, turn the light back on, and I have not ever had a problem with any chickens in this scenario. So I hope this helps you guys to not maybe overcomplicate things. I do realize they're getting a bit cramped in here right now, yes, which is why they're getting ready to go outside. But as you know, they're a month old and they go from tiny to, I mean, they're the size of an egg when we put them in here. 1 month later, they're this size. They're probably 8 inches tall. I have no idea what they weigh. But I don't want to stir any feathers, but I also don't want you guys, if you're interested in raising chickens, to think it's super complicated. Keep it clean, keep it fresh, keep them healthy, fresh water all the time, fresh food. We do use a little apple cider vinegar in the water, just for gut health, baby health. Is everybody calm down now? Yeah? Hi, how are you? Somebody talk to me. Definitely piqued their curiosity. All right, guys. So these are chicks. We're down to 24. Originally ordered 25. And I will bring you guys back for sure when we take them out into the chicken coop. So enjoy. That's how we do it. Simple, sweet, easy, high maintenance, but good, solid results. And that is all. See you guys.